Now at 5 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, your voice matters tonight in Goliad County. The heated debate over a beloved historic monument. Plus, big changes coming to Victoria Regional Airport. The construction timeline travelers should know. And small town politics explode over a Buc-ee's gas station. The friendship that turned into a political takedown.
Well, get ready for some big changes, folks. You know, we had that hot and really steamy stuff. Well, by tomorrow, thunder showers begin, and they're going to be here for most of the week. I'll have all your weather details coming up in a moment.
And in health news, a medical tampon could revolutionize cancer screening for women. We'll take a look at when this at-home test is coming. You're watching 25 News Now at 5. Good afternoon, and thanks for being with us. I'm Shawna Currie. A town hall tonight will address the future of Goliad County's Fannin Monument. The question is whether or not Goliad County should convey the monument to the Texas Historical Commission in exchange for $1 million. Opinions have been split, but County Judge Mike Bennett says the court will not make a decision without hearing from the residents in a public forum. The second town.
Afternoon, everyone. I hope you survived the weekend. It was sweltering. I know you were probably wearing the air. I had to take a bath 2 or 3 times. Anyway, this afternoon we're on the quiet side, but you can see how earlier in the day we did pop up a few little sea breeze showers. Nothing significant, but even at this hour, there's a couple still left over right here along I-10. We'll show you that in a minute. But I'm looking upstream right about here. Okay, you're New Mexico. What are we talking about, New Mexico? Well, watch. This stormy weather is going to roll into West Texas within the next 6 hours. And then overnight, it's going to follow this yellow line here. This is the isobar, and it's going to follow that. So it's, if you remember, like 2 weeks ago, we had 3 waves of stormy weather that started there and came here. Same thing. So we're going to have system number 1 coming through. Then we're going to have lower pressure around here, which will give us system number 2 and 3, so that all of a sudden we've got about 5 days of potential rain around here, which is very interesting for, you know, a hot and dry summer season. Here's the stormy weather that is existing even at this hour. You can probably see the thunderstorms. If you look to the north, they're just above I-10 in the Giddings area, moving on down toward Hallisville. So Gonzales, you may be getting real close to that, and also up here in the Weston Lakes area. So Wharton, you may see that as well. But that should decrease after sundown. Now, that's sundown. That's driven by heating. This is not driven by heating. This is driven by an area of low pressure above that's basically lifting the atmosphere, taking that hot, humid air all the way up into the cool environments of the upper atmosphere. And all of New Mexico is under a severe thunderstorm watch right now. I'm betting money. I'll bet no money. I'll bet a Dr. Pepper. I bet a Dr. Pepper that Amarillo and Lubbock and Midland will go under severe thunderstorm watch by tonight. And then we're going to basically watch that big line. This is called a derecho. Okay, that's what they call it. I don't know why, but it's a line of a complex of storms that lines up, follows the upper winds, and then just travels about 500 miles. So today, yes, we were quite steamy because of the heat and the humidity. Tomorrow we'll see clouds, and so that's going to knock the temperature down and get a load of that. We're going to be down on Wednesday to 105. Why? Lots of cloud cover and rain, so it's going to be kind of stormy out there for the next couple of days. Now, as you can see right here, tomorrow in this green area, we have a marginal chance of severe weather. So it's not like we expect huge problems. However, we're going to be in a very loose environment, a very unstable air mass. Thunderstorms are going to be popping here and there. So at one point in time, you're going to be getting wet with this activity because that's Tuesday. Again, it gets even heavier on Wednesday, Thursday, and probably on into Friday. So we're back into the rain business. Potential situations still sort of percolating around out there, but nothing significant. Down here we have, that's Barbara, and then we have over here Cosme. Both of those are moving away from land. So taking a look at tomorrow's forecast, we expect the stormy weather to arrive after sunrise, between sunrise and noon, some storms. Otherwise getting up to 89 down in Port Lavaca. In Cuero, you're getting up to about 91. You'll see more cloud cover and you'll see showers beginning to develop and then be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we've got 4 alert days already up. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that, put Crossroads Today on your phone. And you may have heard this on Friday, but I'm going to repeat it again right here. Hurricane season has arrived, right? Started June 1st. Well, when power outages are a part of the problem, Aztec Ford in Goliad is helping you stay storm ready with a chance to win a free generator to keep your home powered when it most matters. It's very quick to enter. You can save you big when the lights go out or if they go out. Go to crossroadstoday.com, our website. Then on the top you'll see 4 little lines. Click that and then go to entertainment and then contests and enter the Storm Ready Power giveaway. So we are going to be live in Goliad on Friday at Square there in town to just let people know that this is going to go on for about 4 or 5 weeks. So you do have some time, but you don't want to dilly-dally, do you? No, a generator would be very handy to have. That's your forecast, and we'll toss it back to Shawna.
Absolutely will come in handy. Well, still to come, your cooling bills are going up this summer. The simple tricks that could save you hundreds of dollars. That's coming up next. A mostly positive day for the markets to start the week. The Dow ended the day close to flat, while the S&P 500 approached an all-time high. The Dow down just over 1 point, the S&P 500 up 6 points, and the Nasdaq climbed 61 points. Oil is also up by 80 cents to $65.38 per barrel. A reminder this week for local business and community leaders, the Victoria Economic Development Corporation's Regional Partnership Meeting they're hosting a special meeting tomorrow morning. The event takes place at 702 North Main Street inside room 205 starting at 7:30. Texas State Representative A.J. Louderback will be the guest speaker, highlighting legislative priorities for the region. The meeting is open to the public and anyone can join the conversation. Well, cooling your home this summer is going to cost more, but there are ways to save. Experts say raising your thermostat by even 2 degrees when you're not home can cut cooling costs by up to 10%. Some other tips: use ceiling fans only in rooms you're in, avoid heat generating appliances during the day, and keep shades closed to block sunlight. Some home upgrades may even qualify for federal tax credits, but those could go away under the Trump administration. Apple is set to announce updates to how we use the iPhone and its other devices. The tech company's week-long Worldwide Developers Conference kicked off this afternoon. Apple will likely announce updates to its Apple Intelligence suite of AI features. The annual event is held at Apple's headquarters in California. President Trump says top U.S. and Chinese officials are meeting in London today for more trade talks. This comes after his phone call with China's president on Thursday. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick is at the table, along with Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and U.S. Trade Rep Jamieson Greer. The two countries say they've created a way to keep the conversation going on trade and economic ties. Right now, both sides are in a 90-day pause on raising tariffs. U.S. duties on Chinese goods are holding at 30%, down from 145%. And China's rate is at 10% instead of 125%. And U.S. imports from China are dropping at a rate not seen since the start of the pandemic. Imports from China fell more than 20% last month. That's according to new data from Descartes, which tracks information from Customs and Border Protection. Ports across the country have seen a slowdown in cargo ever since President Trump put steep tariffs on most Chinese imports back in April. Even though those tariffs were lowered last month, most of the goods that showed up in May were still booked under the higher rate. Warner Brothers Discovery is splitting up its brands. The legacy media giant announced today it plans to separate its cable networks and streaming services. Streaming and studios will be tasked with everything from HBO content production to developing new movies, while Global Network is set to house services like CNN, TNT Sports, and Discovery Network. The Warner split is expected to be finalized by the middle of next year. Well, still to come, helicopters, social media fame, and one very fast zebra, the Tennessee chase that has captivated the internet.
Coming up tonight, a U.S. official confirming to ABC News 700 Marines now on their way to Los Angeles. The reporter hit by an officer's rubber bullets, and you'll see it. From the northeast to the south tonight, bracing for storms, 50 million Americans, and a major egg recall. We're next.
Well, look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane.
A helicopter.
Nope. It's a runaway zebra. Check that out. After more than a week on the loose, Ed the zebra was finally captured Sunday in Tennessee with a little help from a helicopter. Now, Ed became a social media star, even sparked memes and shut down parts of an interstate last week. Ed was airlifted back to his owners, who say he escaped just one day after they got him.
Oops.
And yes, it is totally legal to own a pet zebra in Tennessee. It is here as well. He actually came from Texas.
Really?
Yes.
How about that? Well, now he's getting the ride of his life right there. He's going, wow, this don't look like home.
He's like, I like this view.
It's nice and breezy up here.
Yes, so it's going to be nice and breezy and rainy
well, that's
here.
The good news. That's the good news. All of a sudden, we're going to get away from this just stifling heat, and we're going to be getting some thunder showers this week, most of this week. But before you go, just know that we have alert days up because the thunder showers will be slow movers and heavy gully washers. So by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday, we may see a little bit of flooding because, believe it or not, the ground is so saturated. That is one of the reasons why the humidity is so high, because we've been evaporating all that rain from 2-3 weeks ago. Also wanted to remind you that the new edition of the Hurricane Storm Watch team is out for the year. And in it, there's all kinds of, advice that you can get to start thinking about what to do in terms of tropical storms. So,
and I love it has your terminology in here, so they know what you're talking about.
There you go.
So, all right, we'll pick up yours today and have a great evening.